We're ready for math. It is Thursday, March 26th. So we will need today for math pages 241 to 242. So if you want to go ahead and grab those while we're getting everything together here. I hope you enjoyed yesterday playing around the world against Mr. Upchurch. He needs to practice. So I have him practicing, and he's going to come back with us another day and try to battle again. So I hope you enjoyed seeing that. He had a good time with those. And he found out that he needed to practice his multiplication tables as well. So when we were in math, we would have done our speed drill by now. Hopefully you'll be able to have those in the next couple of days so that we can start off with those. So we'll pretend like we have finished with our speed drill and we're going to play around the world. Now today I have two special guests with us. Rachel joined us a couple of days ago. Yesterday we had, of course, Mr. Upchurch. You won't soon forget that. Now today we have Kathleen with us. So Kathleen is with us, and also Rachel. So they are going to play around the world with you today. I hope you can beat them. You'll have to be quick, I'm telling you. Yesterday was an easy day. Today may not be so easy. So let me see who I'm going to pick to battle. I'm not looking. I'm going to see, let me see. Ethan. Hey, Ethan. Hope you're out there. Get ready. We are going to play around the world against Kathleen and Rachel, and we're going to do division today. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. So, Ethan, get ready. You're going to have to be fast. Rest of you, let's see what we can do against Kathleen and Rachel. All right, Kathleen, here we go. Rachel, don't do this one because this one you already see the answer, okay? Oh, timer. Got to get my timer. 2 minutes on the timer. Make sure everybody can see the cards as we go. All right, try to move a little bit quicker. Let me get a little bit closer here. All right, is everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
Timer. Don't be nervous,
I'm
Kathleen.
nervous.
It'll be okay.
I'm nervous.
All right, are we ready? Not this one.
I'm
Ready? Go.
2.
Ooh, Rachel. Yes, here we go. You got to be quick.
5.
Ha! Kathleen got that one. Rachel almost said 6. She went over. Too much, Rachel.
Too much, Rachel.
6 times 6 would be 36. Too much for the laptop. Ready? Ready?
0.
Oh, yes. Mr. Upchurch would have said 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 0's correct there. Ready?
3.
Ooh.
0.
Uh-huh.
8.
Oh, Rachel got you that time, Kathleen. I think Kathleen's probably going to practice because she's very competitive. She's going to want to beat Rachel. All right, ready? Here we go.
8. Oh,
Oh, another one for Rachel. How are you doing there?
I'm old. I'm old, guys.
All right, here we go.
10. I'm nervous.
Ooh. All right, here we go.
9.
Yeah. If I know Kathleen, she's probably going to slide these cards off my desk when she leaves here and be practicing. Ready?
8.
8. Woo.
Almost.
Almost. Here we go. Keep going.
3.
There we go.
4.
This was Mr. Upchurch's yesterday. 6 times 4, 20. I was like, no, 24. There we go. Here we go. You should get this one.
1.
There we go.
Yeah,
Keep going.
0.
Good.
2.
2.
9.
9. Yeah. That's a big one.
9.
9 again. Ready? I see you, Kathleen. Kathleen's like, oh, I said 7. Here we go.
9.
9. Yeah. Ready?
10.
All right, we'll do one more. Timer's up. One more.
5.
There we go. Good job. Thank you, ladies, for joining us today.
My 3rd grade.
Oh, thank you,
Bye.
Kathleen. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you for joining us and being with us today. All right, so let's review a little bit from your worksheet from yesterday as we are going through here. Let's flip back real quick to page 239 and 240. You're reducing fractions. I hope that was something that you were able to grasp the concept of. Just finding that largest number that you can divide both the numerator and the denominator into. Just always, if you think, oh, I think I've got the number, try to think one more ahead to see if that's a larger number. Okay, so let's page 239, 240. I hope on your story problems there, 6A, your answer there should have been $74.55, and B, 621 miles there. Oh yes, 8. Did you get 10,516 pounds? That was the correct answer there. I told you it was going to be a large number, okay? So in our new concept today, here we go, 10 and 11 multiplication tables today, 10 and 11 as factors. Now, if we were all together, we would build our 10 multiplication chart together, okay? Now, I don't know, this, tends to be an easy chart, just counting by tens, like we count our dimes. We count dimes by 10 cents, and we also count our $10 bills by tens. So if you feel like you may not need to write this table, that's fine with me. But if you want to write it to have it in your collection there of tables, that may be a good idea so that you can refer back. Because don't forget, when we do a multiplication table, we'll also have a division table with those. So you want to be able to say 60 divided by 10 real quick would be 6. So just be sure that you have that. If you need to write it, to have it in your collection, here it is right here. And just remember, let's see, make sure we can all see that clearly. Just a little adjustment there. Hopefully you can see that clearly. You have starting with your number line here, and then times. We're doing multiplication, and then your 10 table all the way down equals. Okay? So if you need to write that down, this is a good time to do that. I'll put it here, and if you want to pause the video right here to write those, your multiplication table, that will be fine. I'll give you a chance to pause for a second. Okay, if you did not need to do that, let's continue to go on here. We'll read over the table together as we normally do, and we'll keep going. Okay? 0 times 10 equals 0. 1 times 10 equals 10. 2 times 10 equals 20. 3 times 10 equals 30. 4 times 10 equals 40. 5 times 10 equals 50. 6 times 10 equals 60. 7 times 10 equals 70. 8 times 10 equals 80. 9 times 10 equals 90. 10 times 10 equals 100. Now, the last two may be new ones for you, but all we're doing with 11 times 10 and 12 times 10, all we're doing is adding a 0. So 11 times 10 would be 110. 12 times 10 would be 120. We're just adding the 0 there to make that hundreds number. Okay? So, again, we are probably not as probably challenged with remembering these facts as we are with some of our tables, other tables. So we will kind of go through this one a little bit quicker. Number 1, let me back up for a second. Look at your box at the top of the page. You have your pennies stacked there. 2 stacks of pennies, 10 pennies in each stack, 20 cents in all. 2 times 10 equals 20. So you would need 20 pennies to make 20 cents. Okay? When, of course, we could use 2 dimes and have less coins that way. Number 1 will be your 10 tables practice. And again, I don't think this is very challenging for you. I do you're probably saying, but Miss Upchurch, they have it stacked on 1 times 10. And I get that because to our eye, that looks like it needs to be reversed. But they're just saying the table in the order. You could flip that and say 10 times 1. It would be a 1 table. But that would be a multiplication twin. Remember, when we have our multiplication, we want to try to keep our places correctly so we can cross multiply. But with this, they're just writing out the table. So don't let that trick your eye there. So you can do number 1 on your own. I don't think that would be too challenging for you. We've been looking forward to the 10 and 11 table for a while now. So number 2, you are introducing the 11 table. You have, refer back up to your box for a second, you have 2 pencil cans, 11 pencils in each can, 22 pencils in all. So number 2 on your sheet is going to be your 11 multiplication table. Of course, we'll add the division table later for these tables, for these numbers, but for today we're going to do the 11. Now, I'm going to bring the 11 up a little closer. So I think that's the whole table there. There we go. So if you want to pause right here, you can go ahead and do that now, and you can write your 11 table so that you'll have it handy for when you're doing your test, or not test, you have to rewrite it, but when you're doing your sheets or your homework quizzes or whatever you're doing. So if you want to pause now, you can do that. Okay, so if not, we are going to put it on the board and go over it. Again, it's just your number line here, 0 through 12. What process are we doing? Multiplication, yes. So you have multiplication and then times 11. That's our table. Your equals and then your answers. So we'll read over this together. 0 times 11 equals 0. 1 times 11 equals 11. 2 times 11 equals 22. 3 times 11 equals 33. 4 times 11 equals 44. 5 times 11 equals 55. 6 times 11 equals 66. 7 times 11 equals 77. 8 times 11 equals 88. 9 times 11 equals 999. Okay? So when we get to 10, 11, and 12, these may be some new ones that we'll have to memorize. So I'll bring that here. 10 times 11 equals 110. 11 times 11 equals 121. 12 times 11 equals 132. Okay? So those may be new ones that you want to kind of practice memory of. You don't want to say 11 times 11 equals 111, because there's a little, remember a trick I told you, we have to slide when you're multiplying, slide that second number over with the 0 placeholder. So that's why we changed that there to the 2. It's not going to be 111. So maybe if you want to think 1 plus 1 equals 2, you know, I don't know how you want to do that. 1 plus 2 equals 3 for that little extra there. You know, however you want to do that. But just try to remember that 11, 10, 11, and 12, well, 11 and 12 actually are new facts for us. Okay? So there's that chart again. There's 11 and there's 10. Okay? All right. So I'm going to turn this back around to the 11. Put that there. Number 2, you have write the products there. So number 2 will be your 11 multiplication table. I don't think you'll have any problems with that. Just again, please be careful with 2, J, K, and L there. Okay? Number 3, you're writing the products. That's just kind of a mixture of the 10 and 11 table. Number 4, you're finding the fractional parts. So you're actually, remember 1/3 of 33, you're finding a fractional part of a whole number there. So 33 divided by 3. Okay, so you would write that answer there. So you can do 1 through 4 there on your own. Okay. Number 5 on the back, if you'll flip over to the back, you have your list the numbers you could use to reduce each fraction. Circle the best choice. All right. So again, from yesterday, you are thinking on what table would I see both my numerator and my denominator, the highest table you can think of. A lot of times it's that numerator, but not every time. So in number 5, you look at the 9 and you say, yeah, I could use that, and that would be my highest number. But there's also a table way down the list that you see both 9 and 27. And if you divide 27 by 9, you get the 3 table. Yeah, so that would be also, you'd have the 3 table and the 9 for number 5A, and then 9 being the highest table you could use, the highest number to divide that fraction into smallest terms. Okay? You can do B, C, and D on your own. Think about B, okay? So, yeah, it's already there, right? 8 16ths. Let me just slide this over for a second. 8 16ths. Well, I look at that already and I can say, my answer is going to be 8. 8 divided by 8 equals 1. 16 divided by 8 equals 2. Right, 2 times 8 is 16. Now, that's your highest, but there are three blanks there total. So there are also 2 other tables that you could find 8 and 16 on. Obviously, these are both even numbers, so you know we could start with the 2 table. Absolutely. 2 times 4 equals 8, and 2 times 8 equals 16. So yes, that is a table we could use. You're correct. We could also use the 4 table. We can't use the 3. No, so skip it because 3 is an odd number, so we won't need that. We could also use the 4 table. 8 divided by 4 equals 2, and 16 divided by 4 equals 4. We can't use the 5. That's an odd. 6, 7, that's odd. 8, yes, 8 is the highest one there. So for 5B, you should write in your little blanks 2, 4, and 8. Circle the best choice. 8 is the best choice there. Okay? That's the highest number that we can use. Okay? And then you can do 6 24ths and 4 tenths on your own. All right? 4 tenths should be kind of easy. It's not going to be 4. So think about your tables there. And then for number 6, if you look at number 6, you go back and you just reduce to lowest terms. So you take the 9 27ths from number 5 and you divide by 9 over 9 and you get your answer. So you're just reducing, but you look back up to get your number because they're not giving us the numbers anymore. Look back up and get those numbers you need. Okay. Number 7, solve the story problems. 7A, 2-step. Charlotte bought 9 pounds of dog food at 87 cents per pound. How much change did she get back from $10? Now, Charlotte is buying 9 pounds of dog food. You can think of it in 9 little bags, or you can think about it in one big bag, however you want to think about it. But she did not just spend 87 cents, or she got a great deal on dog food. So it does not tell us how much she spent. Our job is to find out what her total bill was. So it's a 2-step problem. The first step is they didn't tell us how much that was. How are we going to get that answer? 87 cents times 9. And remember, this is a money problem, so make sure that you're putting your decimal. You have your 2 places. Your decimal, and then however much I'm going to put, I'll put 1 place here. But you know it could be more than 1 there. Remember, this is the change. This is the paper money. So be sure this number can be 0, 0, because we need to have 2 places, through 99. But once it trips over to 100 or $1, you have to move it over. Okay? So this is the change, the coin amount. This is the paper money amount. So remember those decimals, okay? So once you get that answer, you're going second step, because you have to go back and answer the question. The question is, how much change did she get back from $10? That's what you're going to have to figure out, how much change she received. 7B, Michael and Grayson helped set up chairs for the spring concert. There were a total of 693 chairs. The chairs were set up into 3 equal sections. How many chairs were there in each section? So they have 693 chairs, and they've set them up in 3 equal sections. What is our process there? What are we going to need to do? Let's see. I'll pick one. Kayla, what do you think we need to do there? We will need to divide. You're right. Because we need to take those chairs and you need to put them in 3 equal sections, so you are dividing out those chairs into sections, right? We're not multiplying those chairs because we only have 693. So we are dividing. So many in this section, so many in this section, so many in this section. So that will be a division problem. You will not have a remainder. There will be equal number of chairs per section. Number 8, divide and check. Well, on Tuesday, Miss Upchurch lost part of the recording of going over some examples of the 4-digit division with you. So let's do number 8 together real quick, and then we'll wrap up this lesson for today. So my first job, after I write this, 9,257 divided by 9. Okay? Do you have your 9 table? Let me grab mine quickly. Okay, so I have my 9 table and I have my problem written there on the board. Okay, first thing I want to do is look at my first number there, and that number is a 9. Yes, we can work with that number. 9 divided by 9 is 1. There it is right there. 1 times 9 equals 9. So here we go. I may have to write a little smaller so I can condense here. 1 times 9 equals 9. We subtract. 9 minus 9 is 0. We compare. 0 is smaller than 9. Next step, we have someone next door, so we bring down the 2. Then we say 2 divided by 9. Not going to work, is it? 2 cookies divided by 9 people. No way that's going to work. So 0 or 9? Sure, we're going to choose the 0. 0 times 9 equals 0. We subtract. 2 minus 0 is 2. 0 minus 0 is 0. Someone's home next door. We're going to bring down 5. So now we're looking for 25 on that 9 table. 25 on that 9 table. Well, I see 18 before 25. 27's too much. So back up, and we want to use 2 there. 2 times 9 equals 18. Don't let this fool your eye here. You do have 5 minus 8, but what can you do there? You can borrow, or 18 lives close to 25 on our number chart on our families. You have the 1 family, then the 2 family, then the 3 family. So 1s live right beside the 2s. So if you wanted to count from 18 to 25, you could do that. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. You would come up with 7 there. Or if you feel more comfortable with borrowing, come next door, make the 2 the 1, the 5 becomes a 15, and 15 minus 8 is 7. Whatever your preference is. 7 is smaller than 9, but 7's kind of a big number, isn't it? But it is smaller than 9. So we're going to go next door, and we're going to bring down this 7. Then we have 77 divided by 9. How close can we get? We have, go down to the 7s. Oh, there's a 7. There's 72. Our next number is 81. 81's too much. So we back up to 72. And what will we use there? The 8. That is correct. So we have the 8 times 9 is 72. We subtract, I'm sorry, this is getting small. 7 minus 2 equals 5. 7 minus 7 is 0. 5 is smaller than 9. No one else next door to bring down. So we can go over and write our remainder of 5. And don't forget to pop in your comma with your 4 digits there. You have a thousands place. And then I'm going to let you do that checking on your own. You're going to take 1,028 times 9. Okay? And that will be there for you. All right. Number 9 are your special numbers there. So if you are not remembering those, please use the back of your book. 9B, maybe you can remember 5 toes on 2. Okay. So you got that one, right? Right? Okay. So do number 9 and page 242, your brain booster. What is another way to write 4 over 4? Oh, Miss Upchurch has shown you this. What is, or I have shown you this, my pronoun. What is another way to write 4 over 4? See if you remember. We'll go over that tomorrow. So finish page 241 and page 242 for our math lesson today. So after math, we will go into our next subject of reading. So if you will go ahead and grab your Maple Tree book and your On the Bright Side book, our next video will be reading.